And then I found out the next day that the night I was in jail, my father died.
I know. I'm so
And
sorry.
so, but it didn't even end there. This Struy criminal, he with the DA's office, he calls my family, my daughter in Chicago, my mother, my 93-year-old mother in Virginia, my two sisters, and we're asking questions about my father, acting like, harassing them. They told one sister if she didn't call him, if the other sister didn't call him back, he was going to have the sheriff come over and arrest her.
All this conduct you're describing, you believe it to be conducted by the FBI?
Yes.
It's FBI level people.
Yes.
All over a Mesa County clerk who uncovered and had actual cyber experts assess actual images of inside voting machines, and this is the reaction of the FBI.
Yes.
It's impossibly alarming. I'm stuttering. It's impossibly alarming to envision what they're saying. They're saying nobody messes with no one is allowed to uncover what's true. And so you mentioned a moment ago that they'd already seized your other devices. They seized your devices. They come to your home at a previous time and seize all these devices you're describing?
November 16th, the same day that they and they had a battering ram on my in front of my garage too. They did not use it. I opened the door, but yes, there was me and Sharona and two other people. My elections manager was one of them.
So they seized all your devices, they grabbed you in a public place, so you have all these indictments pending, and then I'm really glad, Sharona, you brought up there was a ridiculously large bond set, $500,000 in cash, but it got lowered.
That's right.
And you got out. And how soon after you got out did you announce you're running for Secretary of State?
So I had looked at, so it was after they had gone into the nursing home the day after, and I didn't know this, my husband has advanced dementia and Parkinson's, and he called me up and he says, I think I did something wrong. And I said, honey, what'd you do wrong? And I'm thinking, oh, I've got all this other stuff on my plate. What's going on? He says, I don't know. There were a lot of people here and I signed something and I don't know what it was. And I said, what do you want me to do? He says, contact our attorneys. I contact our attorneys, and they contacted me back after a couple of days, and they said that the DA had called him and told him not to help me because I was being investigated. So after the next month we would have been married 36 years. And so that was in December.
And he signed what was
a
it
power of
that he signed?
attorney and things like that, given power over to his sister who had only seen him 15 minutes and 15 years. But anyway, so in January, I had announced I was running again for clerk and recorder. February 12th, the Biden administration had said they were going to quash the J. Alex Halderman a report where he had gone before the Senate Judiciary Committee and had exposed a lot of this fraud in the machines, and he said, we need to get this out to Democrats and Republicans before the 2018 and the 2020 election. And they quashed it again on February 12th. Valentine's Day, 2 days later, I announced I was running for Secretary of State. I said, I've got to take this right to the belly of this beast.
I want to go back to your husband for one moment, just because it goes to the point of how malicious the FBI is, how malicious they are. They got your husband, who has dementia and Parkinson's, to sign a divorce decree. Isn't that right?
That's right.
He didn't even know what he was signing.
That's right.
I mean, the level of evil and just malice to get after you is breathtaking. So yeah, he doesn't even know what he's signing. Okay, so moving forward, so here we are. You're running for Secretary of State, which I love that you're doing, and this is really kind of going right after the person who came. Yeah.